thank you. As an attorney from the United States, it might not surprise you, I don't often get any applause, let alone enthusiastic applause. So, the effort is greatly appreciated. So good afternoon. My name is Andy Block, and I am the general counsel of a company called Lot Network. And we are one of the gold sponsors here, and I hope you all have a little bit of energy left. I'm going to be talking to you about a problem that's faced by really every member of your blockchain and crypto community. Lot Network, my company, is an association of more than 2,200 companies, from the largest technology, most well-known technology and financial services companies in the world, to numerous small startup, other early stage companies. And Lot Network, our sole mission is to work on behalf of our members to limit risk associated with patent assertion entities. Sometimes these patent assertion entities are referred to as patent trolls, maybe a familiar term to some of you. So a little bit of background: I spent my entire 30-year legal career helping both large and small technologies limit exposure to intellectual property risk. For 15 plus years, I was the chief intellectual property attorney at Time Warner Cable, where I dealt with literally hundreds of these patent assertion entities. And in the few minutes that I have with you this afternoon, I'm going to give you a brief overview of what the patent assertion entity problem is, why you in this audience need to care about it, and a simple step that you can take to help limit the future risk of your company. So let me jump into it. What are these patent assertion entities or patent trolls? They are entities that generally have they don't offer any products or any services. Their sole business model is to acquire patent rights from companies who develop technology and assert those patents against operating companies like sitting in this audience, in order to extract money. It's often viewed as an exploitation of the patent system. Again, these companies don't produce anything, they don't develop technology, they go out and buy patents and sue or assert them in order to extract money. How big is the problem? Well, it's literally tens of billions of dollars a year that gets spent because of the patent assertion entities. This is a chart that shows the number of litigations over the past decade or so, literally tens of thousands. And it's really just the tip of the iceberg, because for every case that ends up as litigation, there are many, many more that are assertions that settle before they get to that point. And what these assertion entities do is they are leveraging the cost and uncertainty of these litigations. You spend, on average, but it's usually more than $4 or $5 million to defend the patent litigation. And you have uncertainty as to the outcome, even if you do your best to win. And so they come to you, they say, we have a patent, we can sue you, there are these costs and risks, settle with us for, call your number, $200,000, $1 million, $50,000, and we will go away. So this is not a problem that only affects large companies. In fact, 50% of all companies sued by the patent trolls make less than $10 million a year, and it skews even smaller when you talk about just the assertions, not the actual lawsuits. And the reason is that the smaller companies tend to be softer targets. They don't have as deep financial backing, they may not have the legal expertise, and they are an easy mark for settlement. So why does this matter to your community? We call it a storm, but it really is a scourge on the technology and financial sector. It has been going on for the better part of a decade, where technology is deployed and funds are invested, as in the blockchain and crypto community. That is where the trolls or the patent assertion entities look to make their mark. And I know that there are many companies at this conference who favor open source type applications. They would like technology to be open to everybody. There are also companies in the audience, I'm sure, who invest in research and development and look to protect innovation by patents. For the trolls, it really doesn't make any difference. As long as you're an operating company, they're going to come after you for money. We've made, and I'll talk a little bit more about Lot Network in a minute. I just have some quotes up here from someone in your community that you know well, Coinbase, who is a member of Lot Network, talking about the patent assertion entity problem, calling them patent trolls. I will make my presentation available to everybody if you contact me after the show. So before I can talk about the solution that we offer, the source of the problem, let me just review quickly. On the left-hand side, there's a pie chart that shows that almost 90% of litigation in the US that happens for the high-tech and financial services industry are initiated by these patent assertion entities. When you see news about patent litigation, it's usually you're hearing about Apple and Samsung fighting it out. Those competitor suits are really relatively rare, and almost 90% of the cases that we see today in the high-tech sector are from the patent assertion entities. And it begs the question, where do these entities get the patents? And the sad fact is they come from other operating companies who invest in research and development. They get patents. They are looking to recoup some of that investment. Part of that is selling patents. Part of that ends up being selling to these patent assertion entities. The patent assertion entities buy the patents and they assert them against other operating companies. In some sense, the operating companies are creating their own problem. So in 2014, some of our founding companies, some of the Lot Network, got together, and there were 6 of them, and said, there has to be something that we can do about creating this problem for ourselves. And they said, what if we create a community where if you become part of it, you can use your patents, and by the way, you don't need any patents or any revenue, minimum revenue to join Lot Network, but let's create a community that says, we'll use our patents however we want. We will license them, we'll enforce them, we'll provide them to standards organizations. But if any of us ever sell to a patent assertion entity, everybody else in the community will get a license first, so they cannot be a target from the patent assertion entity. A little more technical, it's a license among all members of our community that applies only on and after transfer of a patent to a patent assertion entity, hence Lot license on transfer. It's a pretty clever idea. And the question was it going to be successful? This was happening in 2014. And it did take a little while to catch on. And on the right, it shows over time the growth of Lot Network. And we are now, as I said, 2,200 members. And it has been exponential growth in the last few years. And the right-hand side is rather hard for you to see, but if you go to our website, there's a list of all of our 2,200 members, large and small. 2/3 of our members are small. But it's a who's who. It's your Googles and Microsofts and IBMs and Alibabas. And the point is, for every one of those companies that's a member of Lot Network, if you join our community, you get protection from every patent owned by those companies if they transfer it to a patent assertion entity. A little bit hitting closer to home for you. In financial services, our members, these are just exemplary, include 9 of the top 10 banks, all of the major credit card companies. In the fintech world, these are all very famous companies that you all will be familiar with. And even in the blockchain and crypto community, we've started to make substantial inroads. And we're here at this conference because we want to make ourselves known to you. Again, we are run as a nonprofit. The cost for many of you, if you have revenue less than $25 million, it's free to join. And there are fairly minor administrative costs if you have substantially more revenue than that. If there's one slide that I'd like you to walk away from considering, these are a list of the 30 top patent holders in the blockchain community. 9 of the top 10 of them and 20 out of the top 30 of them are member of Lot Network. You get a license to all of their patents if they sell to the trolls. More information from Coinbase as to why they like it. Last slide that I'm going to present is IBM is the largest holder of blockchain patents, US blockchain patents in the world. They are a member of Lot Network. They also actively sell to trolls. They have sold more than 2,000 patents since they've been a member to the Patent Assertion Entities. Every lot member is licensed to them, is not a target. If you're outside our community, you are a target. So I'm going to be out back, grab my lapel, send me an email, and we'll be happy to talk to you at any level that you like about our community. Thank you.